Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are back for another episode of the ABJ Podcast. I do have a guest we'll be bringing in here momentarily, but let's get some of the housekeeping stuff out of the way. Hey, do you like my hat? You can buy one. Merchandise. Links below. I just added a ton of new merchandise. Maybe a little Schuylkill Mall ripoff will be there. Some Gears Ice tees, some Devil, some only ABJ shirts, some ABJ Hub shirts. We got a whole bunch going on. Go check it out. We're trying to buy some new stuff for the podcast. If you notice behind me, there's a little podcast table that the old school people may notice. But we've been messing around with some cameras. If you guys have been watching the Not Cool in High School episodes, Not Cool in High School Horror, we have a 3-camera setup. It's been working kind of cool, but we're having some issues with the audio and the syncing and the editing. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm still learning. I'm adding new elements to try to make it visually better for you guys, and I'm failing miserably. So just stay with me. I am trying my best to make everything good and sound great and look awesome. But we might be bringing back some old school style of the podcast. We're doing a lot of them remotely this way, but also maybe having some people come and hang out and sit down and chat as well. But links below to follow us everywhere. Engagement has been fantastic. I set a goal for myself over on the Instagram side. So you guys are seeing this in November, but as of the day of recording it is October 28th. But I set a goal for myself in October to hit 70K engagement views on Instagram. And as of today, we're like at 79. So we blew it out of the water. Thank you guys so much for everyone that's been liking and commenting and sharing of the post. We are growing this once again and getting some cool traction. So thank you everyone for supporting. Like I said, follow on all social media. If you're watching this over on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or any other platform, or listening to the audio sources. So we are available on all audio podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, Google, the whole nine. Just search ABJ Podcast. It's all kind of grouped into one. So if you want to check out interviews, it'll have like the ABJ Podcast. If you want to check out Not Cool in High School, Not Cool in High School Horror, it's all kind of broken up that way, and you can check it out by the thumbnails. But we have tons and tons of content coming. Some Truth Behind Illusion is coming back very soon as well. So we're trying to bring everything back. I'm trying to also do it where I'm not hitting you with an episode on a Monday and then hitting you with an episode on a Friday. I'm actually just limiting it to just Fridays. So I'm just putting content out on Friday so you guys have a whole week to watch it, and I'm not overwhelming you with stuff, because that seems to be another issue of mine as I do it as well. And my microphone's doing it again. Son of a bitch. All right, we'll figure it out. We'll make it work. I'm going to bring my guests in, let them introduce themselves, and let's get this going. What's going on, Will? How you been, bud?
Hey, what's up, dude? How are you?
I'm doing great. Introduce yourself. Tell people who you are and what are we doing here?
Yeah, so my name is Will Russell. I'm a musician, singer-songwriter, local to the Kingston, Pennsylvania area. Born and raised here. I put out some new music of some old music, and I kind of want to come on, chat with you a little bit, see what's going on, kind of get people up to speed.
You talked really fast. I think it's the cable. It's definitely the cable. All right. Sorry. We have technical difficulties, and we're doing it live, even though it's not live. But
that's just how it goes.
So the Kingston area. So what was there somebody that I had on, or you said you used to watch back in the day? Do you remember like what episode or who was on that could put eyes on this product for you?
That's a great question. I don't remember specifically who. I've watched a few episodes. I used to follow kind of a lot with the interviews with everyday people. And I don't know if we were maybe supposed to do this years ago. I don't remember.
Possible.
Yeah, it's all blur, man.
The Kingston area, I think like I had the Hazleton, Kingston. I kind of group all that together, but like Ted Hazard and stuff was.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar. Yeah, I don't know personally, but I'm familiar with the name. Yep.
Got you. So how long have you been doing the music thing?
Oh man, so I was a musician since I was about 4 years old.
Wow.
I started learning piano first, and I was kind of into like the orchestra band kind of situation for quite a while. When I moved from piano, I went to some more band instruments, so was kind of into like clarinet, some horns. Funny story, quick, I'll tell you about clarinet. Why I started. I want to say it was third grade. The music teachers would travel around the elementary schools. Shout out Main Street Elementary. It's dust now. It's non-existent. And they would come and be like, hey, who wants to play an instrument? And I was like, I'll give it a shot. You know what I mean? Like I already kind of play piano. It'd be cool. And so SpongeBob SquarePants, I'm sure you're familiar with,
Yeah. I've heard of it.
Squidward just always sucked at the clarinet, you know? And I was like, you know what, man, I can be better than Squidward. And so that was like how I got into clarinet pretty much. And I was better than Squidward, let the record show, right? First chair like 3 years in a row for the state of Pennsylvania. Yeah.
So when it comes to musician, like, so here, that was kind of the reason why growing up, I'm probably not, I love music. I was born and raised with a dad who's a DJ and a mom who just had music on a lot. And then it's kind of like for me, why didn't I ever join the wrestling team is because I liked pro wrestling. Right. So I wanted to learn music, but I didn't want to play what I thought growing up was those corny instruments. I wasn't playing flute. No one's getting laid playing the tuba. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, man.
If I went to school and they're like, all right, here's a flying V, I'm signing up for band. You know what I mean? But then you're going to have 175 guitar players and no one's going to play the other instruments. So do you think learning that base of what they kind of teach in elementary and high school and stuff is a great start for a musician, or would you more or less recommend people just picking up the instrument they want to learn and going that route?
So, I mean, I guess it sort of depends when, right? I think foundationally, it's probably important. You get to sort of learn how to navigate and manipulate an instrument, and it doesn't necessarily matter what it is. It's you're kind of making this neural pathway that you can go and then apply to instruments down the road. So, I mean, if you were like me and you were in 4th grade or something like that, or 3rd grade, whatever it was, and you were like, hey, I want to play guitar. I mean, play guitar, you know what I mean? They'd get lessons. There's local guy. I don't know if he's still doing it. I hope he is. Bill Hoffman. If you know that name, he gives lessons, like, I think since, like, I don't know, Vietnam, probably. I think he came out of the womb and he was like, hey man, I got a spot available on Tuesday. But yeah, no, I think that it's super foundational. And additionally to learning how to play, I think it opens you up to a variety of different kinds of music. So it's an unpopular opinion, but there's classical music in everything that you listen to today. It's so stone, rock, concrete. It's the bottom of everything. So yeah, I think it's important and foundational. And I think that's like what you need for anything in life, but music especially, you need to have a broad spectrum. You can't focus too much.
Yeah, I would always be the kid too. I always thought about, like, if I ever had to go to band, I would just not play and just keep it up to my mouth because no one's ever gonna know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who's gonna be like, we're missing one flute out of the 17 flutes here. You know, I'd just be like, I'm killing it. You know what I mean? Like,
blowing your cheeks out and shit.
That's great. So, is your household a music household? Did anyone else in your house play instruments, music? Like, what made you fall in love with music?
So that's actually funny. No, there's not a single other musician in my entire family, which obviously made it very difficult for me to say, hey, I think I want to play guitar. And it was like, yeah, do you? Nobody in my family plays an instrument. I did have a lot of listening growing up. So, my parents divorced at a young age for me. So my mother was more of like a modern kind of 90s R&B, contemporary pop stuff. And then my father was more of like the rock and roll, alternative stuff. And so I got this beautiful confluence of different kinds of music that I got to hear all the time. So
Back in Black's coming from the bedroom, and Rhythm of My Heart by Rod Stewart's coming out of the kitchen. Yeah, that was my house.
I was like in a robe feeling myself, I used to have up until, I don't know, maybe I was like 9 or 10 years old. I don't remember the age, but my basement in my original family house, my dad had a bar, and there was like a huge record player built in back there and surround sound speakers and stuff. So I was introduced to vinyl at an early age too, like after it was no longer really popular. So we're talking like early 2000s, tail end of the 90s. So, people still had them laying around, but everyone was switching to CDs.
Yeah.
But I used to be like enthralled going down there and being like, oh, what is this, man? And there was I can't remember the name of the record. It's an ELO record, and it's got the Dorothy pearl slipper on it. It might be a greatest hits. I don't know if it's actually a studio release, but I remember putting that on and being like, dude, ELO is sick. And then it just kind of just escalated from there. I don't know if you remember, you probably do. I think it was BMG or UMG, one of the two. They used to offer that subscription where like you would pick like 6 CDs a month or something.
That was how I got my first 7 CDs of my life.
Yeah, dude.
And then you never pay them.
Yeah, no, because they just liquidated. But yeah, well, that's crazy core memory.
Do you remember your first 7 CDs?
So, all right, we used to split it. My father would pick 3 or 4, and I would pick either 3 or 4, depending. I got Simon and Garfunkel, 3 a.m. on Wednesday, is it? Wednesday, 3 a.m., one of those. I got a Ray Charles box set, which is actually over on my shelf there still. I got Aerosmith Big Ones.
Oh, shit, that's one of mine.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. I mean, it's banger after banger. It's the greatest hits, but I mean, debatably, maybe one of the greatest hits albums of all time.
Yeah.
I can't remember if there was a fourth or not, but it was definitely those 3.
Yeah. So Big Ones was mine. Back in Black was my second. Then this is where it gets a little crazy. I got Matchbox 20. Tough. I got Orgy because I liked what was it? How does it feel? I don't know why I was into it. That's probably my mom side of the pop coming through.
Had a little emotion coming out of you.
Yeah, and then Big Willie Style, Will
tough.
Smith.
Yeah.
Yep. And then at the last, Rammstein, because Du Hast. Yeah.
All right. So you were around the block there a little bit.
I had a little bit of everything going on. Yeah.
Some curse-free rap, the greatest double singer album of all time. I mean, just banger after banger.
Yeah, they were my first CDs, and then growing up, I would just I really branched out into other stuff. But yeah, that was my first subscription ones that we probably never paid. Yeah,
there's a collection out there somewhere floating in the world.
Yeah, I still in my car because I'm poor and I don't have a nice car, so I still have a CD player in my car. So I have literally probably every CD I've ever owned still in those big binders, and I have 2 big binders and they sit in my trunk. And every now and then I just go and pull a mixtape out from high school and I throw it in. I'm like, let's see what I listened to in 2004.
Dude, I remember my father drove, I want to say it was a 99 Pontiac Grand Am, and it was the coupe, and it was purple. I remember it. And he got a CD player, maybe, I don't know, let's call it 2002, maybe something like that. And they just started making CDs that can hold a lot of fucking songs.
Yeah.
You could put 100 songs on one disc. And I remember he came home from work one day and he was like, oh, look at this. And a printed piece of paper with all the tracks and then the CD, and we just pop it in. It was oh man, I want to listen to Bryan Adams Cuts Like a Knife. 86 fucking clicks later, we got the song,
Yeah. Remember how shitty Walkmans were, CD Walkmans were when they first came out? You'd be on the bus and every time the bus hit a bump or a stone in the road, your CD player would skip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they're take your music on the go, and you're trying not I can't walk or it'll skip. Yeah.
Then holding a glass of water.
Yeah, it was the worst. Try to listen to your Limp Bizkit Korn albums and it was skip.
Dude, and the clip never stayed on. It always broke off the back.
Yeah,
so
every
the inconvenience
time
of trying to find a place on your body to hold it without holding it in your hand.
It duct tape it shut every time.
Yeah, crazy.
Now it's just people listening are what the fuck are you talking about? I just listen to Spotify.
You got it, man. You got it made.
Yeah. So what kind of kid were you growing up? Were you always just the band kid, or did you explore into sports? What were you popular? Did you struggle with?
That's such a tough question. So firstly, I was a only child. So a lot of being an only child is finding ways to amuse yourself. I was super big into WWE. I still kind of am, actually.
Yeah.
But man, I've been to so many shows. My first show ever was a WWF show. It was right before they had to change due to the World Wildlife Foundation being Vince McMahon, get the fuck out of town.
The only lawsuit he has ever lost.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to that panda. You know what I mean? Yeah. We all know what the logo looks like. Yeah, so I mean, there was a lot of I did play sports as well. I started wrestling when I was 5 years old. And mini football, I played football and I wrestled my entire life. I did that through the whole thing, which is kind of why the school band stuff got put to the side, and I shifted more to just playing music on my own. I wanted to do sports more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, as an only child, you kind of have to amuse yourself. So it was listening to a lot of records. It was trying to write fucking horrendous songs. I wish I kept one piece of paper from what I tried to write at 7 years old. It's probably the greatest thing of all time, or it's a top 100 now. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I played sports. I had a lot of friends. You know, I still have my best friends. There's 5 of them. I'll give them a little quick shout. We got Geezer, Dave, Wayno, and Tom Pash. They're
you have a
spread
friend
out
named
around.
Geezer? Or do you Aussie over here?
Yeah, no. So his name's Garrett. I don't know if I want to say his last name, but it's
No,
close to Geezer. So that's kind of what we just call him. Oh, me.
Were you aware that like he was also named after a giant rock legend?
Well, so like when I say Geezer, I think it comes from a place of Geezer Butler.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes I call him Gizzard, Giz, which is very close to, you know, the other one. But yeah, no, these guys have been my best friends since I was like a kid, like pissing myself.
I thought
and that was up until I was 13, obviously.
Like, the gang's all here.
Yeah, so
5 best friends.
I'm fortunate in that regard. I mean, like, I love those guys. You know, they kind of friendship sort of turns into you know, siblinghood after a long time. I mean, you look back now, that's like over 20 years of being friends with these guys. And yeah, I mean, I had a pretty easy time in school. I had a lot of friends, whatever you want to call them, acquaintances. Got along well. I don't like the term popular, so I'm gonna refuse to use it.
Yeah.
But you know, I made friends with a lot of people. A lot of people have a lot of different interests. I was always very eclectic, so there was, you know, something I can talk to about this guy with, and this girl over here, and this guy. But yeah, so I think I was fortunate enough to have a pretty easy go of it. A lot of people look back at you know, high school and middle school. Well, middle school sucked for all of us. Let's just get that right out. There's no good middle school experience. I don't believe it.
Yep. Middle school is the point of time where you just try to not do something embarrassing. Actually, for me, I went to a very small school. So like if you did something in middle school, if you pissed your pants in middle school, you were the piss your pants kid for till graduation. You're like, you're during your ceremony, like Anthony Blackwel piss his pants in 3rd grade. You know what I mean? Like everyone knows. Yeah. I didn't do that, but I did puke on a teacher once. But
dude, tough.
Yeah. So I wanted to go to the nurse. She told me no. So I was like, all right, well, guess who's
getting to let it rip.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. You got to assert dominance sometimes.
R.I.P. Miss Reppel.
Oh man.
Yeah. She sucked. She's in hell, definitely.
Fuck her, dude.
They planted a tree for her after she died. I peed on it. I'm not gonna lie. She was terrible, man. She treated me like shit.
He went back for the double tap. That's insane.
Yeah. I got her back. I'm still here. You're a tree.
Yeah, how about that?
So when did you really like how our music's gonna be this thing? I really want to pursue it. I want to kick this in and really put my effort and to learning these instruments and honing my craft.
Yeah, so kind of as far back as I can remember, I feel like when I started listening to music, I started envisioning myself like on stages being these guys. I could tell you a specific moment. I want to say I was 7 years old. I was either 7 or it was 2007, but I think I was 7. And I had Cinderella. What was the album called? I think it was just called Night Songs. Oh, or Long Cool Winter, the white one, whatever the white one is.
Yeah.
And I believe Nobody's Fool was on that album. And I used to like fucking be in my bedroom, like pretending I was like Tom Kiefer. Shout out him, by the way. I got to meet him later on in life. Super cool dude. Crazy voice. His wife's very nice as well. Yeah, so I just kind of, I guess, always sort of wanted to do that. I like the idea of performing. I like that there's this sort of persona and character you get to play. It's like acting without the bullshit. You know what I mean? You get to kind of just say, here's an hour and a half of what I want you to see about me. And then, you know, I put on a good show and then I go home.
Yeah, it's very pro wrestling. It's the entertainment is just
yeah.
I think I always say like I'm glad I became a podcaster because my ADHD growing up, I was like I want to be a pro wrestler. I want to play in the NBA, NFL. I want to also be Steven Tyler. And if I have time later on, I'll learn how to. If I have enough money, I'll buy an instrument and then also be Slash. But none of those panned out. Yeah,
I'll teach you how to be Steven Tyler right now. You got to grab the sides of your cheek muscles. Or you just gotta pull them out like that. There you go, dude. You're like 70% of the way there. That's
Dude, he's like when I think of a rock star, I think of him. Like him and Ozzy are my two go-tos. What were the beginning stages of finding yourself as a musician? Like, so you said you wanted to start young. Did you change genres a lot? Did you always kind of know what style you wanted to be, or did you like, well, this month, new era is popular, or I'm gonna be a grunge kid or an emo kid? Like, did it flip flop a lot?
So, in terms of what I wanted to be, maybe only once it changed. I think at the very beginning, it was like those classic rock guys. I'm a huge fucking Kiss fan. Shout out to Ace Frehley.
Yeah, just passed away.
Dude's an absolute legend to me. I mean, I cannot begin to talk about what Kiss has meant to me and how influential they've been on my life. I actually, right over there, you're not gonna be able to see it, but I think it's 1992. It's the Kiss Playboy with the fold out, and there's just a bunch of, obviously boobs and all four members of Kiss.
Did you ever go to Vegas?
I didn't. No, I did get to see Kiss a few times, but I never got to see them in Vegas.
So if you go to the Rio, which is off the strip, in the Rio casino, they have because that's where we stayed when we went the first time I went to Vegas. They have an indoor Kiss mini golf course.
Ooh, yeah,
and it's like all neon and Kiss, and all the walls are like the story of Kiss as you're going through. And it's just like, in this era, Kiss is here. Then the makeup comes off. And then this is when they put their blood in Marvel Comics. And it's just like the whole, as you're playing golf, is the whole story. And then, like, how every golf course you have to hit the last ball, and it's the hardest one ever.
It's Gene's mouth.
You have to shoot it up Gene's tongue.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. Awesome.
And that was his 4,576th patent, probably.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't mind Kiss, but Gene's the most recognizable and known member, but he's the biggest scumbag, and I think he puts the biggest strain on the rest of the band.
I wish I could just figure out, like, it's so difficult because he does look like such a piece of shit, right? And in my heart, like the little 6-year-old kid in me who just wanted to listen to fucking, Detroit Rock City over and over, I wish that he would still believe that Gene Simmons was like God.
Yeah.
And part of me would love to just talk to him and like just walk away and be like, yeah, you know what, he does suck. But I almost want to avoid
the Hulk Hogan of classical rock.
Yeah, that's a great comparison, actually.
Yeah, everyone's like, dude, that's the guy. Like when you think of Kiss and you're like, but he fucking sucks. He's an asshole.
Yeah, fucking like Martyr versus Mogul. It's like,
yeah. Sorry, ADHD sidetrack here.
You're good, man.
Are you on the Youngblood train? Are you a fan of Youngblood?
Actually, yes. That's a recent thing for me. I didn't know much about him besides knowing the name and like kind of know what he looked like. And I want to say, I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5 months ago, he put out a song. What was it called? He has that big one, Zombie. There was another one.
I got him from the Changes when he did I'm going through the Changes at the Aussie show, and then I was like, all right, and then I played Zombie, and then I heard the Kiss cover, the I Was Made for Loving You.
Yeah,
it's fucking unbelievable. I love how he changed enough of it, but still stayed true to certain aspects of the song.
Yeah, and he seems like a sweetheart. I hope he is. Every video I've ever seen him interacting with anybody, whether it was like, what's the word when you like see somebody from behind, you're not like on the video. I can't think of words right now.
Yeah.
Fuck words.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he always seems to be this authentically nice dude, and I hope he is, because like he's kind of like running rock and roll right now.
Yeah,
he like had
it.
several torches passed to him that like you couldn't even fucking dream about.
I think that the Aerosmith and Youngblood album drops like next month. They did like a 5. There's gonna be a one-off song, and then they're like, no, let's just do like 5 or 6 songs. Yeah,
and that song's kind of cool too. Word, I mean, I'm gonna hit you with real quick. The words are kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Whatever. But Steven's still yelling, and it still sounds nice. By the way, if for whatever reason any member of Aerosmith is ever watching this, you fucked me 3 times on seeing you live. All right. And you're my favorite band all time. Same. I have an Aerosmith tattoo on my arm.
What do you have?
I have so it's actually the Dead's Keep on Truckin'. However, I'll share a piece of fan literature with you. So when Aerosmith was first touring, they had this old fucking van. It was disgusting. And I don't know if it was painted on there already, if they painted it on, but it was the Keep on Truckin' guy. And probably this has got to be, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago. There's this guy named Rick Sickler. He's up from New Hampshire, and I got in touch with him because he was on American Pickers and actually helped the band reunite with the van. It was like on some fucking farm somewhere, just like,
yeah, I heard about that.
Growing trees. So I got in touch with Rick. I got to talk to him for a while. And they do this thing up in Sunapee, New Hampshire, which is where they used to summer all the time. Aerosmith and like, I think Tom, Joe, and Steven were the main guys who would go there. And they kind of go there often now. And like once a year, they do like an Aerosmith kind of day thing. They like pay homage to the original locations. They'll play some music. Other people come up. I was going to go play at that. And for whatever reason, it got canceled that year. And I didn't get to go. I was going to drive 7.5 hours to this fucking place. Because I was like, dude, I mean, are you kidding me right now? I'm going to play guitar with Joe Perry. I drive 13 hours for that.
Yeah.
But
not many people that
cool.
era with a voice like Steven can still sound as good as they did back then.
I know, it's and for how like straining it sounds to sing like that, the fact that he like has a larynx and an epiglottis is insane.
Yeah, I always say my two favorite bands are like I can listen to so many of their songs, but I can never go see them live. You couldn't pay me to go see them live. Is Motley Crue and Taking Back Sunday?
Oh my god, dude!
I love both those bands. Yeah, I love those bands. I'll put them on all day long. But they're like, you want to go see them live? I'm good.
Pass.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'll go see Steel Panther cover Motley Crue.
Dude, Steel Panther rips, by the way.
They're so good.
Rips. Satchel is such a good guitar player, dude. I mean, like, I love that it's a joke, but then you're like, oh man, he fucking rips. You know,
they're all really good. Yeah.
And Michael Starr, he was like a David Lee Roth, like cosplayer, and they did like a Van Halen cover band. That's so cool.
Yeah, he was in the movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's trying out for the band as Mark's walking in.
Yeah. Oh my god,
that's so sick. I love this. This is great. We're gonna do some album reviews. So we're gonna pick albums.
Dude, 100% all day. I could do that.
What are some key moments or accomplishments you've had so far in your music? Going like since going. I mean, since you're 7 years old, but like. Now up until you said you played a lot of different shows. What are some ones that stand out or some things you got done?
So a huge accomplishment for me. I put out a record in 2020. It was October 2020, Halloween actually. So we're coming up 3 days away from the 5-year anniversary.
Oh shit!
It was called Heavy Hearted. It was a 14-track record. I worked on it for quite some time. It had some songs I'd written back in like 2017. So some songs that were like 3-4 years old at that point, and some new stuff. And I got this amazing opportunity when the world shut down to like shut the fuck up and do it, like nut up or shut up kind of situation. So I used to spend a lot of time between here and there's a studio out in Orange that's not there anymore. And I used to go out there, all analog studio, by the way, amazing. And we became really good friends. The guy's name was Chris, and we used to go out there like almost every day. So I was driving like an hour out there. I'd bring a band or I'd bring some other musicians. We'd go out there and just, record stuff. Somewhere down the road, this is going to haunt me probably. In like 30 or 40 years, there's going to be an analog tape discovered, and it's going to be me and a band doing a cover of That Thing You Do from that Tom Hanks movie. And it's going to ruin me. But it's a great song. Yeah. But yeah, so I got to do all that, and I was immersed in studio environment and immersed in writing and playing, and just like it felt like it was my job. It was the first time I ever felt like this was the only thing that I'm doing every day. And every day it felt like amazing. It felt so good. It felt like it was where I was supposed to be. And so I finished recording the record at various places. And I put it out, and I ended up signing a deal with Big Noise, which was, I think, 2 months later. And that was awesome. The guy named Al Gomes, a lot of people, you can look it up. He's like, I guess like a huge publicist. He like helped Christina Aguilera get her career started. He's worked with the Chili Peppers. He got the Beach Boys their first Grammy. So dude's just like got more accolades than fucking hair on his back, probably. Mm-hmm. And, super nice guy, sweetheart of a man. And, we sent some songs out because the goal was we were going to get some songs to the Recording Academy, right? So like get myself a nom if possible. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember who I was up against, but moral of the story is I didn't get a nomination, which fine. I got what's, I guess, called a Grammy consideration. So I think that's an amazing accomplishment for me. It's something that, like, if you told 7-year-old me that I was going to have songs being listened to by the board at the Recording Academy, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. You know? And so, yeah, I did that contract for a year. I toured while I was with them. And yeah, kind of just, I'm not going to say a bad thing necessarily, but for whatever reason, our differences, outweighed our, a likeness. And by December the following year, I didn't renew our contract and we cut it. And so now, unfortunately, the only way you get to hear a real copy of that record is if you have a CD that you bought from me. So it's a perfect segue into telling you why I put out this live album. It's called 5 to Live, live from door number 7 at Absinthe Stage. And I did 10 of the songs, just straight flush, full through, start to finish. Minimal commentary because I kept getting yelled at about talking in between songs. But I'm a yapper, dude.
Yeah, same. Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, so I wanted to kind of, I had someone tell me the other day that I did a fucking Taylor Swift thing and I wanted to throw up.
I was about to say you did Will's version.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you're in this limbo, right? So it's just like the songs are there. I have all the masters. I own them, right? It's just that it's not so, I'm trying to like dance around giving out, like too much what's private, what's not. There's logistics that are in the way. That's what we'll leave it at.
Yeah.
So what I did, I took all the studio copies off of streaming and I put up demos instead in place of those on the record. And that was just how I kind of won. And so then doing this at 5 years, I just put it out. It's early. It's out right now on Spotify and it'll be everywhere on Halloween. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of revisit the songs after 5 years, sort of see what they meant to me, see how it felt to play them. I had to play all of them in E flat now because I just keep getting a deeper voice. That's kind of a pain in the ass. Like 3 days a month I can sing in my original keys. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to sort of take that back. And so, a major accomplishment for me was, getting my songs to a level of the Recording Academy. And then another major accomplishment is that I put out something that was tangible enough that I could revisit it in 5 years and say, hey, this stuff still means something. It's still my contribution to the arts. It's my contribution to, music and how it feels to me. And I can share those stories with other people.
Yeah. If someone were to, before they go to listen to it, before like they're listening to this podcast, they're vibing with you, what style of music would they be expecting if they're going to go tune into your music?
So, all right. So the live album's full acoustic. It's just me and an acoustic guitar, which is how almost all these songs were written to begin with. Mm-hmm. I would say I've been categorized as contemporary. I've been categorized as when we submitted to the Recording Academy, it was as singer-songwriter. And then there was a subcategory of pop. So it's somewhere between that threesome. You find me in the middle.
Okay. Now, if people come see you play, are you doing all originals? Are you doing covers? A mix of both?
So for the most part, if it's my show, I'm playing original music. If it's like a bar gig or like a late night thing, it's going to be mostly covers. If it's my tour, my shows, I like to try and play my stuff as much as possible. Absolutely. Usually I throw in a cover or two, either something I've been feeling for the last couple weeks or a song that I love that I just want to kill some time with. But it's going to be 95% my stuff.
Yeah. I like that. I love when people stick with their originals, but I also, I think it is kind of important to know a couple covers because I do think sometimes that's how you win somebody over. I mean, look, we're talking about Youngblood right now.
Yeah.
Didn't listen to one Youngblood song until he went out and did Changes. Yeah. And then his other favorite song is the Kiss cover. And then I'm like, all right, I like him. Let's see what else he got. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks. You kind of like being the artist of like, I don't want to be the artist of somebody else's art. And you're like, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes,
So what's funny is there's a lot of people don't think about this. There's a huge strategy to set list. There has to be, peaks and valleys. There has to be level playing field. There has to be familiarity. There has to be intrigue. There's like, it's a lot of people think, what are you going to play? You write down fucking 20 songs and that's what you play. if that were the case, you'd probably bomb, because you got to have things that there's only so much attention span in a human, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you sort of have to, I don't want to use this word, but you have to manipulate that, right, to your
Yeah.
advantage. So,
You got to be entertainer.
Yeah. So I play 2 of my soft songs, and no one really gives a fuck, right? No one's going out to hear soft shit unless you already know what I play and you're coming to hear the soft shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, even John Mayer still has to play Your Body is a Wonderland live.
Yeah.
So it's just about being like, okay, you guys sat through my sad shit. Thank you. I'll repay you with this upbeat shit. And, we just kind of throw back and forth with each other. And that's kind of, and there's some, the set list isn't absolutely, non-negotiable. So I think if you're reading the room, right, and you see that people are really getting into the upbeat shit, you switch a couple things around. Maybe you omit a couple songs. But for the most part, there is strategy that goes into it. And you have to be like, okay, I know what this sounds like. I know what I like. But I also have to step out and go, if I was at this show, when would I go take a piss? When would I be like, time to go have another beer? You know what I mean? It's like, you have to get people to want to stay.
Or shame them when they go take a piss.
Call them out. Crowd work is important. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. That was that song. That song, not good. I have to poop, guy.
Yeah. Why don't you get the fuck out then?
That guy's going to take a shit right now.
Yeah. Why don't you go find the bathroom at your house? How's that sound?
Oh man, this speaking of strategy, I usually have a great one here, but this fucking mic is driving me bananas. I'm like,
this next segment's brought to you by Shure mics and why they die after 3 years.
Yeah, I'm really frustrated. It's been about 3 years of using this too.
Yeah.
So what are so we talked about the accomplishments, but what have been some setbacks or adversities you've had to overcome?
Oh, this entire fucking industry is a setback. I'm so
your
fucking,
dreams is the setback.
I'm being so literal. This is a delusional career. It really is. There's so many facets of this. I gotta compartmentalize. So right now, music is so accessible, right? It's more accessible than it's ever been, and I don't know that it can get any more accessible without a chip in your brain. You literally just like, I can type in anything. Like, I can type in, world's best farts compilation, and it's on Spotify. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even have to look anymore. Like, you don't have to wait for a YouTube ad, nothing. Like, you just like, boom, fart sounds. And so it's so accessible, and that makes marketing and playing live kind of, secondary almost to people. It's like, why do I necessarily need to come see you, right? Because like, I got it right here and I didn't have to work for it. So there's this instant gratification that you don't really get until the end of a live performance, right? So you go out and play for an hour and a half and people can enjoy the whole thing, but the gratification isn't until you leave and you go, what a great show I went to tonight. Like, you don't get up after 3 songs and go, this guy, he's fucking excellent. Take care, everyone, So I think the biggest setback is trying to get people to still care about, live music and not what's being pumped through your top 100 and not being in a TikTok trend song. And that's no shot to those things. They're phenomenal tools, right?
Yeah.
But it's competition and it's like different than it's ever been. So the setback is just trying to continue to be honest in what I'm making and try and portray that without having to beg you,
Yeah. Dude, the honesty part is so difficult in every facet of entertainment. Like, as a content creator, I struggle because I'm like, I can chase these trends. I can go and reach out and try to find musicians of like, hey, remember this one hit wonder that I can most likely get an interview with and ask the same 100 questions that famous person has been asked, and you're no different than any other person?
Yeah.
Or do I stay true to my art of like, I like talking to the independent people. I like talking to people on their journey. I like talking about the local people or like people on that grind. It's harder to grow as a content creator that way and stay true to yourself and not listen. I'm a Jackass fan, but like, if I came on camera every day and punched myself in the nuts, I'd probably have 1 million viewers. You know what I mean? Like, it's just difficult. Like, yeah.
And that makes it really hard, and I think there's been moments. There have absolutely been moments where I was like, fuck this. and I meant it with my whole chest. And it was just like, music is going to be my thing. And I think for a while, probably a good 3 years or so, it was. And it was just like, I came home, I worked my day job, and I came home and I played. And maybe I recorded something for me. Maybe I recorded nonsense, or just played around with tones, or played around with new progressions, or went back and tried to learn a full album, kind of like, sort of like going back to home base,
Yeah.
and just kind of being like, let me re-navigate this, but make sure this time I know my terms.
Yeah, totally. And you just like, hey, even if it doesn't ever be successful, I've mastered something to myself, and I had a fun time doing it, which is sometimes even more gratifying than anything.
Yeah.
What are some influences or role models that you have?
All right. So, I almost feel like they're two different questions, between an influence and a role model. I think there's probably some crossover, but ultimately I think they're a little different. Influence, that's like kind of super easy. Number one is Joe Perry from Aerosmith. I have never not been a Joe Perry fan in my life. I can't even remember a time I wasn't a Joe Perry fan. I just never heard anything like that. You know what I mean? And there's a lot to be said in the conversation with, Eddie Van Halen's and Jimmy Page's and, things like those guys, because you could say the same about them. They are unique in their style, things you never heard before. For me, it was just time and place. It was Aerosmith for me. That's who hit first. And I struck gold, and I just wanted to fucking play like that. And I loved listening to like Live Bootleg. It's one of their albums. Just like listen to him fuck around on that. And then, throughout the years, the evolution. So like, the Aerosmith self-titled album that's got, like Make It on it, Mama Kin, Dream On, just like absolute banger after banger after banger. Walking the Dog, excellent riff. And then you got to Rocks, and Rocks was still fucking rock and roll heavy, killer riffs. And then you get a song like Seasons of Wither, and you get a song like Lord of the Thighs, and then you get like Beyond Beautiful when you jump up to like Just Push Play, and songs like Jaded. And there's just so much different shit that he was doing all the time. And, I got to give credit to, Brad as well. He's the other guitar player in the band. But I don't know. I always wanted to.
Yeah. It's hard to really stand out in that band when you got Joe and Steven.
I mean, the fucking rhythm player of rhythm players, though. I'll give Brad his flowers, right?
Well, the whole band's talented. You can't, no matter how popular two members are, if you take one away, it's not the same feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of when they made the Dirt movie, I was like, man, I hope this becomes popular where they start making more biopics. And then they did like the Freddie Mercury, and even though it wasn't really it was a biopic / musical, and I usually don't like musicals, but the Elton John one was unbelievable, and I watched it like 100 times. But like, I love it so much. And I always wanted an Aerosmith one because like their book was so good.
Oh, the Walk This Way, you read it?
Yeah. And,
dude, it's
and
amazing.
The chapter where they literally were so bad with drugs that they rented this house and then ran out of heroin and all thought they all stole the heroin from each other and then just open fired guns at each other and no one died.
That's when Joe Perry crashed his motorcycle.
Yeah. How do you get that high? And they said like it wasn't like a couple shots. They emptied clips at each other and no one got hit.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
That's rockstar shit, baby. That's what that is.
And everyone's like, oh, Motley Crue is the craziest band. It's like Aerosmith.
Pretty nuts.
Yeah, they were wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought me and my buddy Steve, me and him met. And our biggest bond was the two bands that we loved. Like it was Aerosmith and Blink-182. Like that's our favorite bands. Like all my pops up there. That's the whole Blink-182 collection. Like I love Blink. Because Blink, like Aerosmith was the first band that my dad got me into, and I liked it. Like them and AC/DC. But then like Blink-182 and Linkin Park were the ones I seeked out and found, and then like got into Green Day, and then the punk, and then everything like that. But then like but like, yeah. So when I met Steve, it was like the two same bands were our driving forces, and I was like, oh man, we should get shirts. So I went on Amazon and I found the Toxic Twin shirts, the skull crossbones.
Yes.
Yeah, and we both have them. I'm way too fat for it now because it was a long time ago. But yeah, man, they're so good. But yeah, I want an Aerosmith movie.
Oh, dude, speaking of too fat, real quick, this is hilarious. I went and I played at an open mic like 2 weeks ago just to kind of chop back up, right? I'm trying to put out music and I want to do some more of this kind of stuff where I come on, talk about things, and, you know, up to releasing a record, hopefully at the end of 2026. And I was like, dude, I'm too fat for my stage clothes now. What happened? Like, because you have like a particular set of uniforms that you wear on stage. And I was like, what? Like, what did you do to yourself?
So, you're like Elvis at the end.
Except no one was around to tailor me new shirts. That was the problem, you know. I'm like Elvis without Elvis's money and just all the peanut butter sandwiches.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not taking a shit anytime soon.
Fuck yeah, I'm telling you. But
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna just finish talking about what I was talking about, the role models and idols. Yeah, so like Joe Perry, number one idol, and perhaps I would say number one role model in terms of guitar playing. And you know, I could probably name a few more, but he's definitely the number one. And as far as performance goes and seeing a show, it's Kiss. You know, I just never saw anything like that, and I still have not to this day ever seen anything like that. It's so fucking unique and different and interesting. Like, this is something I watch a lot of, you know, I'm kind of chronically online. So I watch a lot of videos and shit. And I was watching these old videos of Kiss live. Now that Ace Frehley died, they're all over the place. Yeah. And dude, Paul Stanley has like sucked live since like 1995. And no one talks about it, right? And I was like, why is no one talking about how bad Paul Stanley is? Because who cares? Yeah. Kiss rips. You know what I mean? They have got this like perfect niche where it doesn't even matter. He can go out there and fucking go into the microphone, and people are like, dude, fireworks, blood, are you kidding me?
His face is painted, he's in.
Yeah, I mean, like, the dude's like, they're geriatric, you know, and like I would still pay to see them tonight, you know. And so I mean, that's like to kind of form such a unique thing that turns into such a legacy. And almost feels, I don't want to say that there were no efforts matched, but in the grand scheme of things, seems very effortless, right? They just kind of were like, we're going to be a rock and roll band. We're going to have theatrics, and we're going to fucking wear face paint, dude. Yeah. And everyone was like, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. And all the information was right there the whole time. They were just the first ones to put all three together, you know?
Yeah, and have like cool little backstories. And like the band I'm probably obsessed with the most right now is Ghost.
They're cool.
But Ghost doesn't exist without a Kiss.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Slipknot doesn't exist without a Kiss.
Yeah, the whole backstories and like, hey, let's have our own look. And now some musicians are like, no, that's corny as fuck, and we don't like the fact that. Sorry, I'm trying my best to like make it go away. Man. I'm struggling,
ripping over there.
Yeah, and I'm trying so hard to stay focused on what's happening. But
yeah,
I'm not even touching it. I don't know what is going on. It's freaking me out. I don't know what to do.
And you already changed the mic?
I changed the mic. I changed the cable. I'm hurting.
And the ibuprofen's not there anymore?
Not there. I'm gonna try this. Hold on. All right. I don't know if it sounds any better or worse.
You just lost a bunch of high end, but I mean, it's just the microphone. But yeah, no humming.
It's a completely different microphone.
Oh, the hum's back. Wait.
I put a microphone with a little pop filter on, so maybe a little better. It's
still
I think
there.
It's a cable. It's the cables. Fucking hell.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. This podcast. It's over. No.
Well, you know, I'm glad to be the final guest. You know,
I went on this fucking podcast and guy was so professional. No, all right. So I lost everything. My notes. I'm fucking flustered.
Oh, we talked idols and
yes.
Role models. That's the other one. huge role model for me. It's very strange, and I'm gonna tell you why, obviously, because if I just said it, you'd be like, "That's a weird choice." Gene Wilder is someone who I consider a role model to me.
Okay.
I don't know if you've read his book. It's called "Kiss Me Like a Stranger." It's autobiographical. It's absolutely fucking beautiful. There's this. Oh my God, I don't even know how to say this. He is so fucking human, and he has had this incredible human experience, and he has shared it with all of us. He's always been himself through his shortcomings, the times he was an asshole, falling outs with people, but he navigated this beautiful journey of becoming a human being, and I didn't know that all until I read the book. I watched a lot of Gene Wilder movies, like probably all of them at this point. And I always loved him, thought he was hilarious, thought he's a fantastic actor. He's super theatrical. He sells himself for the fucking bit, which I take definitely a lot of, because I will never let the bit die until it's finished.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got to be him, man. And it's not even in like, a lot of people look at idols sort of like in a father figure way, or like something along those lines. It's not how I look at it. I look at it as just like, this is how you be a human, because it taught me a lot of making sure you're saying sorry, making sure you have conviction in what you do, whether it's good or bad, following through on what you say, putting everything you have into something you love, whether that's art or a person or it's a painting or it's a song. It's like about leaving no stones unturned, and ending up like he did, which was massive. He's a pillar in cinema history. Yeah. And yeah, so I mean, I can't say enough about those three people: Joe Perry, Kiss, four people, and Gene Wilder. I mean, like the fucking trifecta of like art.
Yeah, Gene is unbelievable. I there's so many. Like you go through Young Frankenstein. I actually have the Willy Wonka like special edition box set, and the only reason I bought it is because it came with a photocopy of the note he wrote the director on his terms of the only way he'll do this movie. And it's like the fact they put that in, I was like, that's so sick.
Yeah.
Like, didn't they just put a documentary out of him too?
There's been one out for a while, but I think they
Remembering Gene
new.
Or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I have to watch the John Candy one. That one just dropped.
John Candy too. Shout out to that guy up there.
Yeah, I feel the same. Exactly how you described Gene is exactly for me. Ozzy, because like if you go and read Ozzy's book and you look into Ozzy's stuff, he did things that if he did them in 2025 or 2020, he's never coming back. Like they would have canceled him, gone forever. The attempted murder of Sharon, twice, killing animals, like But he even says himself, he's like, "Yo, like I was really bad." But his swan song is he wrote those wrongs and did everything his way and was apologetic to everything and didn't try to hide it. He just met it head on. Anytime something bad happened, he met it head on. When the kid killed himself over suicidal
Sabbath,
he was just like, listen, our whole thing is dark imagery. I love dark imagery. I love satanic looking shit. I don't believe in Satan, but I just like that imagery. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't remember in Paranoid saying kill yourself. I don't remember that part.
Yeah, he was very progressive with a lot of his lyrics. Yeah. Like, I love when he did pass. I don't love that he passed, but I loved when he did pass. No matter what side politically you're on or what you believe in, people were quoting Crazy Train. And I was like, listen to the words, please, and then quote it. Like listen to War Pigs. Listen, like he wasn't a blubbering idiot. He
was very progressive. You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I love him so much.
You're talking about I Am Ozzy too, right? That book.
That book, yeah. A new one just came out. It just dropped on Audible. Like I guess it was like he was working on it, and it just dropped after he passed away. It's a brand new audiobook. Yeah,
I Am Ozzy's got to be like over 20 years old at this point, right?
It's
got to be close to that.
I've listened to it like 3 times.
I remember when I was in middle school, I wanted to do it as a book report. Right, we had to pick a biography. And my teacher at the time, Miss Debo, I don't know if she's alive or not. I hope she is. She's a fucking sweetheart.
Oh,
she taught my
that teacher.
yeah. She taught my father too, like years before that. So she was already like old as sin when I had her.
Yeah.
But she was
By the way, I
like,
changed the cable and I think it's great now. I think
dude, I feel like we're ripping now. This sounds like, clean. I thought I had tinnitus. It was just your wire, turns out. But yeah, she was like, you got to go ask your dad. You got to get a permission slip signed for the district that I was allowed to read I Am Ozzy at that age, because it was like,
oh my goodness,
5th or 6th grade. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I took it home to my dad. And I was like, Dad, I need you to sign this permission slip for me so I can read I Am Ozzy for my book report. And he was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, I don't know, man. I know what he did. I'm not going to go sniff red ants, you know? Like, I'm
going to wait till much later.
I'm into the literature factor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really want to know what this guy says. But yeah, no, he signed it. We went back. She was like, all right. And I did this whole fucking book report on I Am Ozzy. And it was very difficult to write about because there's some bad stuff that I should not have been even knowing or talking about in that time. So
yeah, but he put such a nice bow on it though too, of just being like, yo, I was not in a good place. Like,
yeah,
like you can listen to my story and try to walk that path again, but I promise you it's not worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So you talk about you have an album that you're working on, hopefully that gets released, but do you have any other goals or personal goals or music goals for yourself that you have set right now?
Yeah, so I definitely have some music goals. I've this year has been a lot of reflecting with the passing of so many legends. I mean, we lost fucking Brian Wilson, we lost Ozzy Osbourne, we lost Ace Frehley. These are 3 absolute, legends of music and musicianship. Mm-hmm. So I have decided that I want to do the best that I can to get in myself a place where I can, play with these guys. Even if it's in like a bedroom or if it's in a fucking basement or if it's on a stage, I want to feel what it's like to play with these people. And it's not just the guys we talked about. It's, legends. I Poison, they're all from Mechanicsburg, right? I would love to like hang out with some of those guys. Like I have someone nearby who's got to connect with Ricky Rocket, and I would love to, get myself there.
Just to kind of see where you fit in, to see if like where you would.
Well, so I don't know if it's so much about fitting in. I think it's just about, I think it's maybe part of the journey of like finding my roots again.
Gotcha. I didn't know if I was looking at it more from this prospect of like from wrestling or boxing or combat sports. It's like, all right, well, this guy's the champion, and if I get in the ring with him, and even if he knocks me out in 2, at least I know where I stand with, like where I am pound for pound, heart for heart with someone who's been to the mountaintop.
Yeah. No, that's a great point, but it's not about that. I would love to do it in silence. I would love for no one to ever even know about it. It's for me, it's like I'm rounding the curve. I'm closing my doors. I'm saying, okay, like this guy's this. I'll tell you how I met Tom Kiefer from Cinderella really quick. This is a funny story. So there's Joey Kramer from The River. I don't know if you're familiar with the radio station. He's a DJ. He does Saturday nights. He like plays oldies, 70s, 80s, 90s. He's got like shows and shit. I was friends with his daughter back in the day, and for my 15th birthday, he took me to meet and greet Tom Kiefer at Blues Brothers in Luzerne, which again, R.I.P. None of these places exist. So it's my 15th birthday, right? And it's in a bar. So I didn't know what the fuck I was supposed to do. I walked right in the front door.
Oh, are you talking about the one in Hazleton that had the Blues Brothers on the side of the building?
So no. There was Blues Brothers West, and there was Blues Brothers. I don't know if it was just East or not. I think there was one up in Pittston, and then there was one down in Luzerne. It was just like 2 bars.
There was a bar in Hazleton that had statues of the Blues Brothers that hung off the side of the building.
Gotcha.
But
by
the time I was old enough to go to bars, that the Blues Brothers were off the building, and I never knew whatever came of it.
Gotcha. I don't know if they're related. Maybe it was part of it. Maybe they had a third location. But I remember I walked right through the front door of the bar, and everyone was like, like I looked 15. You know what I mean? I didn't look like an adult. Yeah. And I was like, dude, I'm here for like Tom Kiefer. Like, where do I go for that? And they're like, dude, it's in the back. We can't just walk through a bar. And I was like, it's my birthday. Come on.
Give me a beer. Shut the fuck up.
Give me a shot. And I'm in
If it
the
was
back,
School
right?
County, they would have poured you one.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. You know what? Around, if I tried hard enough, I probably could have got it here too.
Yeah.
We're not so different in counties. So Jane Train, I don't know if you ever heard that name. She passed away, unfortunately. Rest in peace to her. As of, I don't know, about 8 or 9 years ago now. She was an opening act. She was a huge local musician. She was great. She was opening, and then John Corabi, which, do you know that name?
No.
The Vince Neil fill-in for Theater of Pain, and when Vince was like leaving the band, he was the guy who filled in.
Yeah.
So John Corabi, he was going to be before Tom, and then Tom came on. So I didn't really know John Corabi at the time. I didn't really know who he was, what he looked like, who the fuck he is. And so we're like in a VIP section, and it's very like, whoa, we just had a power flash. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's a spooky night for technical difficulties.
Whoa, dude. Whoa, we're cursed. So I'm standing there, I'm talking to this guy, and he's telling me these fucking dirty nun jokes. I mean, like, we are laughing, getting on, having a good time. Probably like an hour through Jane Train's entire set, through like the fucking mumbo jumbo, all the commentary and whatnot. We're talking, right? And finally he's like, hey man, nice talking with you. And like, we shook hands and everything. I was like, you too. He looked like Rob Zombie, by the way.
Yeah.
And so he walks out the door. He left because like the VIP door had its own exit, and he just walked out. And I was like, all right, well, this dude's leaving. I knew his name was John, and cool. Fucking like 7 minutes later, this guy walks out on the stage. He sits on the stool, and he goes, hey, I'm John Corabi. You might know me from Motley Crue. I wrote some of the Theater of Pain stuff. And I was like, you didn't mention any of that. Like, I would have loved to talk about the Crew, you know what I mean? But instead you told me dirty nun jokes, and we talked about fucking how shitty Luzerne is, and it was just like, but I thought it was a really cool experience because I think that he enjoyed that I didn't know who he was. Mm-hmm. And I just was talking to a dude, it didn't matter that he was anybody. But I thought it was such a cool moment. And anyway, later on that night, Tom came on. He was fucking sick, super cool guy. And it was an awesome experience. Great 15th birthday. Yeah, thanks, Joey Kramer. You're the man.
That's super dope. I haven't met a lot of like, I mean, I've met some, but I never really like sat in shadow with them. Like, I went like the Crowbot guys. I had a chance to meet some of the people from like the 68 and all the damn things and stuff. So that was kind of neat. But like, yeah, I don't really. I think I met Gwar, but they were out of costume, and I didn't know I was talking to Gwar. Yeah. But fun fact, I also went into a Gwar show not knowing about Gwar. Like, I knew of them, but didn't know a single song. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, all right, I'll go see this band. And I'm like, this is nuts. Actually, that night, it was Crowbot Gwar and Necrogoblicon, which now is my favorite fucking podcast with John Goblicon. I love, Right Now is so fucking funny. But yeah, it is super dope meeting like your friend, your like people like that. Like in the wrestling world, I've met so many people of like, I'm like, I watched you since I'm a fucking kid, and it's just like it's a dope experience. So outside of music and the things you do in your personal life, what are some hobbies or some interests that you have that maybe people aren't aware of?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I'm super into the arts, right? So outside of music, I like to write a lot. I've actually written a book, and I've written 2 poetry books, which should hopefully be in circulation in 2026. Newsflash to anybody out there who wants to publish a book: it's hard, and it's weirdly expensive and very difficult to get anybody on the phone. So yeah, I'll shout those out really quick. The first one, I wrote a book which is called "Crying in a Bathtub: A Guide to Panic Disorder from a Professional Panicker." I dealt with panic disorder and anxiety and depression my entire life. Yeah. I'm actually raw dogging life for the first time right now. I'm off all meds, which is fucking amazing. The spectrum of feelings that I have back. It's and you know what? I don't want to dog on the meds because I think they helped me. I think they were utilitarian. They provided me with these tools, these services that I can take going forward with me. Sometimes to get over panic and anxiety, you just need a couple minutes without them. You got to remember that they're secondary to how you think and how you feel. And additionally to meds, there's just so many other things that you can do to help yourself. So basically that book, Crying in a Bathtub, is essentially me giving the reader all the tools I had to go seek out on my own over 15 years, and I don't want anything. I wish I could give it to you for free. It just costs money to make.
Yeah.
So when it's available, I mean, it's going to be not for profit. You know, it's at cost. You get it because you need it, and I want you to have it. You
I
know,
love that.
I'll send you a copy too once
Yeah,
I
I'll
get it.
definitely read it. Yeah.
And then the other
Maybe we'll
two,
audiobook it. We'll audiobook it.
oh hell yeah, dude. I'm like, you ever been so fucking sad, man?
It's the only way I
listen,
consume books is audiobooks
listen
because
to Beth by Kiss.
I have so much fucking ADHD. I read
Yeah.
3 lines in a book and I'm like, I don't remember what I read.
Yeah.
I'm like 50 First Dates. I read the same fucking chapter every day.
It's like 7 a.m. Like, what page on? You're like 7. It's like 8 p.m. What page on? 7.
Yeah. I started back over because I forgot everything. I watch movies and like do a review on the podcast. I'm probably the worst movie reviewer of all time, but maybe I'm also the funniest because I don't remember a single character's name. I could watch an entire TV series from season 1 to 9. They're like, oh, I don't what character? they're like the guy with the long hair. I'm like, oh yeah, he's cool as fuck. Like, you know his name? He was in every scene and they said his name a million. No idea.
They're like, he's dead and he actually murdered a bunch of people. It's crazy that you'd say he's
like,
good.
I know what he did. I will never remember the character's name.
Yeah.
Like the small details. Like I don't know. I don't understand how like Star Wars fans, they know Star Wars government better than they know their own government. Like, like they're like, oh well, he was like the second ranking general of the fucking Democratic. Like I was like, what?
How do you know
get that in the movie?
Yeah.
How did like?
I don't remember that line.
Yeah, you're fucking into it, like, and I don't want to be part of this anymore. You're so passionate. I'm backing out.
Yeah, you know, I just got to give you that win, man, because I just can't compete.
Anything else? Are you into like gaming or anything like that?
Not really. No, I occasionally will like retro game. I got a PS2 recently.
Nice.
So I've been going and revisiting, like, honest to God, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. If I'm being honest, that's the game.
Here comes the pain is where it's at.
You know what? I agree partially, right? Yeah. I think that SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 is the greatest WWE game that has ever fucking come out and graced this planet.
Wow.
Story insane.
Better than No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000 on the N64.
No Mercy's got the appeal because it's arcadey, right? It was like the first time you met like arcade to like, oh shit, you know, this isn't like I can play through the game. It's not just like a match and it's over. But I don't know. I just felt like maybe it was the moment in time for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I played all of them. I just still to this day go back to that. I love it. I got WWE 2K25 for the PS5 too. And it's fucking ass, dude. Yeah, that game sucks a bag of dicks.
It made it too complicated. Sometimes I think video games got too complicated. I just need a simple game. I want simplicity.
And in-game currency, fuck you. You know what I mean? Fuck you. Yeah. And here's a huge gripe I have, by the way, with 2K25. Why did you get rid of the real cutaway scenes?
Yeah, terrible.
That was amazing.
I got 2 more for you, and then we'll cut out of here.
Yeah.
What are some words of encouragement for a beginner or someone who's going to try to chase their dreams?
Oh, you know, I'm so the wrong person to give advice, but
don't do it. You're going to be miserable.
Run away, go to school, be a doctor.
Just do your 9 to 5 and shut the fuck up.
Suck it up, man. You're not going to be able to buy groceries.
Addiction like the rest of us.
Grow up. Come on. Yeah, no, I've been around the block, right? So I've done a lot of things. I think a big thing that is important to know is everything that I've done, I have fucking done myself. You know, very, very minimal support, very minimal systems around me. And that's in mental health, that's in music, that's in work, that's in, you know, all of my passions and everything I've ever done. It's been very limited. And I think it's fantastic to have a support system. I think it's a very important thing. And that's whether it's a companion, whether it's a best friend, whether it's your father, your mother, your sister, your brother, your pets, even if it's something that like they motivate you to be better, whatever it is. I think you should try and find something, at least one thing that you can lean on, because it's too hard by yourself.
Yeah.
It's too hard. I was luckily born with broad shoulders, but they do weigh down, you know? Yeah. And as far as, you know, chasing your dreams, man, if you don't have something to chase And it doesn't even have to be a dream, but you got to have something to chase, because day in and day out will not always be good. And I think mostly it's bad, actually. And you put up with the bad to find those good moments. So, for some people, it's, working a terrible job Monday through Friday, but Saturday they go golf with their best friend. And it's like they worked 5 days so they can get to that golf game.
Yeah.
And it's it doesn't have to be monumental. It doesn't have to be playing a fucking Madison Square Garden. It doesn't have to be, shooting a movie with Denzel Washington. It doesn't have to be, being up in the Louvre, which, is kind of down on its luck right now. After the whole heist.
You just lost a couple things.
Fucking GTA 5 heist.
Fucking Mark Wahlberg and Mos Def and Seth Green just broke that fucking place apart.
Yeah. And like taking care of yourself, you got to put some effort into taking care of yourself. And it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to go join the Rogue Fitness Club, or you don't have to CrossFit your way to fucking fast track hell.
P90X, remember those days?
Oh, Tony Horton, dude, are you kidding me? Absolutely. Who was the other guy? Sean T. That was the other guy.
Yeah. Someone did P90X come in with like a sling on their arm. They're like, dude, I tried to do push-ups for you clapping and fucking busted my face on the ground.
Yeah. Teaching yourself moderation in all things in life too,
Yeah. I love how you said that enjoy the little things. Like, hey, we all want to, sell 1 million copies or have 1 million plays or 1 million subscribers, but like, hey man, I had a really good day with my best friend today. Like that, make those smaller moments more valuable, more valued. Yeah.
Yeah. Who are they small to? What does it matter if they're small to you? If my moment with my best friend, that doesn't matter.
I guess what you would say, like how society would deem those as small moments. Like, no, like they're actually bigger than most. Yeah.
They're enormous moments. Yeah. And, to quote Gary Vee a little bit, who I'm not a major fan of, but he always pushes this philosophy. It's really not ever too late, for anything, not a single thing. I'm surrounded by people who started their careers at like 39, 40 years old and didn't even get involved in them the way they wanted to till they were 50.
Yeah.
It's never too late, and it should always be about you, right? The thing that you love and you're passionate about, it should be for you.
Yeah.
And don't do what I did and fucking try and sell it away, and then you got to go fight for it back. Yeah. Don't skip the battle. You know what I mean? I'm giving you the cheat codes, man. Throw them in. Just like pave your way and keep it to yourself.
Yeah. What are you grateful for? Are you currently happy?
Whew. Golly. I've been learning a lot about gratitude. I, for a long time, thought I wasn't grateful for anything. And there's been some people in my life who have told me that gratitude doesn't have to be so big. So for me, when I thought gratitude, like, it's not about roof over my head, because I did that. I work, I pay, I found the place to live, I put my ass in here. What the fuck do I have to be grateful about? I paid for it, like this is transactional. And so I had to learn to not think like that. And it's not about that I paid for it. It's that I get to, I get the opportunity to pay for it. I get the opportunity to have this job that affords me the money to live here and to fill my fridge up and to, feed my cats and like to buy a guitar on a whim, just because I was in the store and I couldn't put it down. Like, those are things to be grateful for. I'm more and more grateful these days to try and be alive, and not just coast. Getting off Lexapro has helped that a tremendous deal for me. Getting to feel highs and lows. I mean, sometimes right now I watch a video of like a dog and I get tears in my eyes. And I'm like, what is going on with you?
I'm so jealous. I'm not even on anything. I am so broken as an Italian Irish kid that
dude,
if you cry, you're gay.
And I'm not saying, bad, man.
I'm not saying gay is a negativity. That's just growing up in the 90s and 2000s. That's like, what are you gay, bro? You're gonna cry? Like, you're sad? Fucking go to work.
it's something to learn, dude. It really is. I mean, like, sometimes you gotta cry. Just let it out, dude.
I'm trying so hard.
You just sit down and be like, tonight's the night. Come on.
I listen to all sad shit, but this, like, for me, I'm the opposite. Like, if I'm going through it, I listen to sad stuff to make me, like, when I'm happy and up and I'm lifted, because I feel like, oh, I'm beyond that. Like, I'm kind of looking down on it, but like I also enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like,
You think you displace your feelings a little bit into
yeah.
someone
I'm like,
else's
I'm happy
sadness.
today, so I'm gonna listen to sad. All my favorites, I'm like Weezer. All my favorite songs are slow and sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an emo kid for life.
Shit. But yeah, no, I mean, and if I'm happy, I'm trying real hard. Some days are easier than others. I think I'm surrounding myself with things that will bring me happiness, and I will learn internally and retrain my brain as I do every day, and I've been doing for years, to, stop being so fucking sad all the time,
Well, what would make me happy is this is not the last time we have a conversation. I definitely have like 2 or 3 people on deck who I'm going to be doing album reviews with, but I want to add more music reviews to the Not Cool in High School brand. So I definitely, like, we should trade albums. Like, hey, I picked this one, you picked that one, and then like trade off episodes. Like, this week's all about yours, and you tell me why this album was good. And we go, like, don't listen to it on the podcast, like you listen to it on your own, but then come in and like track by track, like, what do I think of this track? There's some fun facts about the album and stuff like that. And like, maybe if you have the free time to jump in every now and then, we'll do it every now, like maybe once every other couple months. You know what I mean? And I'd love to have you back on this chat. And you have a good setup, and I could work with you. It was a great conversation. I appreciate you reaching out. Just a random Facebook post of just like, hey, I have an open spot. Who wants it?
You know, it's hilarious. A similar thing happened like 2 months ago. A friend of a friend shared something about them needing an actor for this fucking Tom Hess or Nissan commercial. I've never acted a day in my life, right?
You were in a car commercial.
Yeah. So all these
was it horrible?
It was kind of fun. All the girls at work.
Commercial's fucking awful, and I think they do it on purpose.
We don't even get to see it, so like we just show up, they fucking have me act, and they write me a check. I never get to see it. I have to see it live on TV when you would.
Oh my god, some of them are so I'm flying in sales, and they have like this.
It was fortunately a non-speaking role for me, which is awesome. But yeah, dude, I just like, it was same day. Like, I was like, dude, wow, look at this, crazy. And I showed some of the girls at work, and they were like, you should do it. And I was like, come on, I don't know how to fucking act. And they're like, why not?
It's a car commercial, you don't need to.
Dude, I sent a message. I didn't know what it was for at the time.
It was so just jealous.
Like, we need an actor.
I want to be in one so bad.
I sent a message and got back pretty quick. And they were like, oh yeah, like perfect. Like, I sent them my measurements and my stats and shit. They're like, yeah, you're going to be like shopping for a truck at like Tom Hesser. And I was like, wow. So I get there, dude. They're like, bring these outfits, bring this and that. So I brought some things, and then they're like, sit in the makeup chair. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What is my life right now? And yeah, so, paid actor, it's on the resi. Nothing you could do about it. It's on there.
I'm in a movie. I'm in a movie.
Yeah.
Not physically. Just my voice.
Oh,
I was in a horror movie, and I am the DJ that comes over the radio that tells people that the killer broke out of the asylum and he's coming into town, essentially.
Oh fuck. All right, dude. Look at that. Look at us fucking stacking credits. Come on.
But no, I fucking car commercial, dude. That's my dream. But the problem is that I would show up and try to take over, because that's just who I am. I'm like, guys, you're trying too hard to make this good. This is going to be terrible. Like, I want to make, I think you should leave style car commercial. Like, we're just, you know what I mean? Like, all right, Will, you're going to be shopping for a truck.
Yeah.
Be excited. No. More fucking excited.
It is very unusually serious. Like, I mean, I get it. They're getting paid to like record this job for like this company, and it should be taken seriously, but I'm never gonna get fucking hired again.
Please send it to me, because I cannot believe that this is the environment of a car commercial after watching so many car commercials,
dude.
Some of them are so fucking bad.
Yeah, it was not. Okay, cinematically, it probably looks fantastic, right? There's no way this is a good commercial. Like, this is like, I felt like we were making Adobe stock footage. I'm never going to get a job again. If this is seen by the fucking media company who hired me, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, yeah, fuck this guy, dude. One-off check. But yeah, dude, I mean, it's weird. It's strangely very serious.
What if that's what blows you up?
The fucking car commercial?
You worked so hard to be this musician, and you're the fucking car commercial guy.
You know, that would be my fucking luck. That would absolutely be my luck. People be like, "Oh, dude, you're the guy who was buying the fucking Tundra."
Yeah, you love trucks, bro. I know.
Dude, can I have your autograph? I'm like, I put out like 3 books, couple albums, you know, did a tour, met a bunch of cool people. They're like, "No, dude, the truck."
But like, was it a good truck? I didn't really fucking buy it. like, where's your truck, bro?
Let me tell you something. The 3 digits I was paid could not afford the 5 digits that truck was. All right.
That is fucking amazing. Where can people find and support you?
Oh, dude. So I'm just sort of getting back into social media right now. I took a big hiatus on removing myself from that. It was honestly part of getting better mentally.
Yeah, I wish I could do it so bad, but I can't.
So right now, I'm kind of just ripping on Facebook at the moment. I'll be getting the other stuff sooner than later. I've been trying to find someone to do it for me. So if anyone out there would like to do that, so I don't have to, that'd be amazing. But yeah,
dude, run your social media for your brand, but just do it like used cars commercials.
Absolutely. Let's fucking do it, dude.
Come check me out at tonight's show.
I'll fly away. It's like old CGI graphics from like the
You're gonna lose your mind on these prices.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I mean, I think it could work. The crossover that nobody knew they needed.
I'm gonna get stoned tonight and send you 100 fucking terrible used car commercials. you have opened up a can of worms. All the links will be below to follow Will, the album and the Spotify links, everything will be there. But thank you so much for reaching out, and this will not be the last time. We'll definitely touch more. Maybe I think the first review album, I mean, you could still pick whatever you want, but I will kind of like your favorite Kiss album. Like, let's go back and do it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I don't think I've listened to cover of a Kiss album.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I definitely have one in my head. We won't spoil it. But yeah, dude, thank you very much for having me. I had a lot of fun. It's a great conversation.
Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to seeing how it does, and if people give a shit about my mental health and Kiss.
Like, this guy's fucking microphone. No, we fixed it though. It took a while, but yeah, guys, if you made it this far and you haven't ran away because of my terrible technical difficulties, hit the likes, the subscribes, the shares, put this out there. I'll be having a whole bunch of clips going with this, as well as social media. Follow Will on all social media. Tell him that you're following because of this podcast, and go give him a follow over on Spotify and listen to some music, and put cents into his pocket, because Spotify, I heard, doesn't pay anybody. But yeah,
fractions of pennies, baby. Fractions of pennies.
So just put it on, leave the house, and just let it on repeat all day long.
Guys, after 8 years, I can almost afford 1 Starburst. Not the pack, one.
Yeah, one tiny Starburst. But that's going to do it for the ABJ podcast. We'll see you guys next time. We're out of here.
Thanks, man.
Give me 1 second. I got